The tragic suicide of the PhD scholar has now turned into a full-blown political battle in the city of Hyderabad. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi has reached the University of Hyderabad. He is at the campus. He's going to be speaking to the protesting students. He's also being accompanied by Congress leader Digvijay Singh, and the mission of this visit is absolutely clear. That is to mount pressure on the government to target the NDA government over the suicide of Rohit Vemula.
We have here among us Rahul Gandhi.
Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has also taken this opportunity to target the Prime Minister for ignoring the empowerment of Dalits. Kejriwal has said in a tweet that it is murder and not suicide, urging the Prime Minister to sack his ministers and apologizing to the entire nation. And it's not just the Delhi Chief Minister, even Asauddin Owaisi of the AIMIM has condemned the scholar's suicide, saying that the incident indicated that campus politics is no more a place for dissent. Mamata Banerjee and Mayawati will also be sending a two-member delegation to Hyderabad to express solidarity with the protesting students. And now let's go straight to where the action is happening at the Hyderabad Central University, where Rahul Gandhi will be speaking to the protesting students in just a bit. We have with us editor South T.S. Sudhir, who has been taking us through all the updates and the reactions and the developments from the university. Sudhir, whenever a tragedy occurs, the Congress Vice President is one of the first ones to arrive at this, at the area to assuage and to calm the protesting members, either of the family or in this case the students. Clearly, the Congress Vice President's new vigor has also re-energized the political party. What is he expected to speak to the students, and what are the students expecting from him?
Well, Rahul Gandhi, Avantika, has practiced this kind of guerrilla warfare politics for long. Coming in at short notice, meeting people. We saw that him doing that at FTII, and now him doing pretty much the same at the Hyderabad Central University. I'm not sure if my camera can actually show you the visuals. In fact, behind that person with the red bag is where Rahul Gandhi is sitting and talking to the family members of Rohit Vemula. He is talking, as I can see, to the brother of Rohit Vemula, Raja Vemula, who had told us yesterday that he does not want any kind of politics to be played over his elder brother's death. But at the same time, Raja Vemula also making the point that they want some kind of action on behalf of the HRD ministry, on the Vice Chancellor, who they believe played a part in his elder brother taking the extreme step. Also pointing out that the kind of discrimination that Rohit Vemula was facing, that for the last 7 months he had not got his fellowship amount, which amounted to about 1,75,000 rupees. That is in fact something which Rohit Vemula mentioned in his suicide note, that amount of 1,75,000 rupees should be given to his family members, because that is his, and that fellowship amount over the last 7 months should have been given to him. So they are discussing with Rahul Gandhi in what way probably the Congress leadership and Rahul Gandhi personally can probably reach out to them. But more importantly, at a larger level, obviously the Congress party here looking to reach out to the student community at large. The NSUI, let me point it out, is not a very strong political force in the Hyderabad Central University campus. They would hope to cash in on that. It is the Students' Federation of India, which is more left-leaning, which is a strong force. The ABVP tried to also make inroads. So at a very local campus political level, obviously there is a lot of NSUI presence here on campus now. But at a larger national level, even the students really want the Congress to spearhead this cause, because they do realize that unless pressure is mounted in New Delhi on the HRD ministry, nothing really would happen. And once this whole matter dies down, the classes will start and things will be forgotten. So they want to maintain the pressure on the Hyderabad Central University campus administration, also the HRD ministry, to take some action in this regard.
Absolutely. No, while absolutely, there's a lot of answering to do by the HRD ministry and the Vice Chancellor. But even, the Congress is going to be accused here of politicizing the entire matter, because Sudhir, Rohit's death draws its background from student politics prevalent in the university for the last so many years. Why haven't, their government done anything about this to correct the same? And even when Rohit, made those desperate pleas to reverse the university's decision to expel him.
Well, obviously, no clear answers being provided by the Congress leadership. What they are essentially looking at is that if the university administration had acted in a more compassionate manner, we wouldn't have lost a young research scholar like Rohit Vemula. They believe that if the HRD ministry and the vice chancellor who is appointed by the HRD ministry had acted in a more mature manner, they wouldn't have lost Rohit Vemula who committed suicide on Sunday. But the kind of rhetoric, the kind of narrative that is coming out of the Hyderabad Central University gives a pointer to the kind of anger and mood. If you hear the slogans now,
Yes.
and let me just stay quiet for some time and let you just hear the slogans. The slogan is BJP ko hatao, campus ko bachao. So in a sense, a strong anti-BJP mood taking place here on the Hyderabad Central University campus, and that is something which really the Congress and the other non-BJP parties are really looking to cash in on. And with these kind of pictures being broadcast on all television channels across the country, the Congress and the other non-BJP parties do believe that they can actually build a momentum among the young student community against the BJP. So that's really the larger political message, the political intention that the Congress and the other non-BJP parties would really be looking at.
All right, and Sudhir, just stay with me. What could make matters worse for the central government, especially the HRD ministry, is this bit of news about India Today getting irrefutable proof of just how pressure was mounted on the University of Hyderabad officials to take strict action against those 5 Dalit students. 4 reminders, not 1, not 2, but 4 reminders were sent by top officials of the central government over a span of just 3 months to the university. This after the Labour Minister Bandaru Dattatreya had written to the university authorities to act against the 5 students. Now, the reminders which India Today has were sent first in early September, and then they continued to be sent till November itself. The letters were sent by top officials of the Union HRD Ministry, by the Joint Secretary, by the Under Secretary, and then by the Deputy Secretary, each asking for an urgent update on the action taken on the Minister's letter. Constant pressure was maintained on the university to ensure that the authorities acted quickly and decisively on Dattatreya's complaint. Yes, Sudhir is with us, our editor South. Sudhir, regarding these 4 reminder letters that India Today has access, I just wanted to ask you the question, the larger question about how far can the government's interference happen in the functioning of an educational system?
Well, obviously there was interference, and ever since the letter was written in August 2015 by Bandaru Dattatreya to Smriti Irani herself, and in fact if you see the contents of the letter written by Dattatreya, he calls the Ambedkar Students Association an anti-national, casteist and extremist organization, and says that these kind of elements have taken over the university here in Hyderabad. And obviously some kind of action was sought to be taken by the HRD ministry. If Manohar can pan the camera the other side, in fact those students with the garland are sitting on hunger strike since yesterday, and in fact Rahul Gandhi is expected to come and meet them also. Those are the students who are wearing garlands and have been sitting on a relay hunger strike since yesterday, protesting the death of Rohit Vemula. And on the other side you can see the entire space, a demonstration area which has been taken over by both security personnel, students, faculty members, employees, and of course members of the Congress party. And if Manohar, if you can just once again take the camera up and probably try and zoom in and show where Rahul Gandhi is sitting. That's a shed where Rahul Gandhi for the last 20-25 minutes odd has actually been talking to the family members. He's mainly talking to Raja Vemula, who's the younger brother of Rohit Vemula, and I don't know whether through the security personnel you can get a glimpse of Rahul Gandhi there, but Rahul Gandhi there talking to Raja Vemula and other family members of Rohit Vemula, probably asking them what they need. But after this he's expected to pay his homage at the stupa and address the gathering. But yes, a very surcharged atmosphere out here, with many of the students out here singing revolutionary songs. In fact, that has been the part of the narrative here, part of the protest here at the Hyderabad Central University ever since Rohit Vemula's unfortunate demise.
I just want to ask you about the Vice Chancellor's role. Now, these students are also protesting against him. They're seeking his termination. Sudhir, what has been the reaction from the college authorities about the complaint that was made by the minister in the first place and the investigation that the university themselves had, set in to see if those charges indeed were true that was made by the ABVP worker? And what kind of reputation does the Vice Chancellor, enjoys or holds amongst the students of the university?
Okay. Now the Vice Chancellor is an insider. He has been part of the university for the last 25 years. So in that sense, he is an insider as far as the Hyderabad Central University is concerned. He has a good academic reputation. He's in the chemistry stream. But apart from that, this entire investigation into the manhandling issue of the ABVP leader has been full of flip-flops and extremely clumsy and investigation carried out in a very cavalier manner. That is what led to this very unfortunate episode. Now, in the first place, if they had actually carried out a proper investigation, because the proctorial probe initially found that the ASA members were not guilty, then came the letter by Dattatreya and the proctorial probe took a 180-degree U-turn, after which the ASA members were found guilty, they were suspended, then subsequently that suspension was revoked, and finally after these 3 letters written by the bureaucrats at the HRD ministry, the expulsion came on the 18th of December. So in that sense, the university has also not covered itself with glory in the manner in which it has gone about this entire probe. The whole thing could have been handled much more in a professional manner and perhaps in a little more sensitive manner only. If that had happened, probably the university would not have lost a bright mind who wanted to write like Carl Sagan. That's what he wrote in his suicide note, that I wanted to be a science writer like Carl Sagan. That unfortunately was not to be, and in fact the suicide note was the only thing he could write. That's the kind of remorse and regret that one saw written in his suicide note.
All right. Now, we are waiting for the Congress Vice President to speak to these students who have gathered to hear the Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi, who right now, is taking this opportunity and taking his time to speak to the family members of Rohit. So, Sudhir, therefore, I would like to, stay with you and talk to you a little bit more about this case. Now, on the face of it, the disciplinary ban on these 5 students is being seen as one of the main reasons that led to Rohit's suicide. But what have you been able to gather from his, friends, from his peers? What kind of a student was he? And when the suspension took place, why wasn't there an uproar then?
That's exactly what I asked the faculty members. If they are not being very opportunistic in attacking the university administration and the Vice Chancellor now, why didn't they actually raise an furor on the 18th of December when the decision was taken in the first place? Unfortunately, barring some few media reports and the students reaching out to some people like me that this kind of a social boycott, quote unquote, was taking place on campus, nothing much really happened. None of the faculty members actually came out in the open and protested against the decision of the university. So in that sense, it was life as normal going on in the university, even as these 5 people actually stayed out in the open for the last 2 weeks. What they call as severe humiliation, that they were not allowed access to the hostel even in the Hyderabadi winter. So obviously the faculty members also have some uncomfortable questions to answer as far as their role in this entire tragedy is concerned. But yes, the university manner in which the investigation was undertaken and the manner in which this whole flip-flop as far as the probe reports was concerned has definitely dented the image of the university, which is otherwise known as a vibrant organization. As far as Rohit Vemula's reputation is concerned, he's known to be a bright man. Most people extremely surprised that he committed suicide because he's known to be a strong mind. But obviously at some point the spirit in him seems to have broken. He seems to have realized that it was very difficult to continue with the humiliation that was being meted out in the manner of them having to sleep on the floor on mattresses out in the open, exactly in the same place where I am standing right now. So obviously all the faculty members, students, administration members passed this place because this is right in the center of the campus, but not really bothering about the kind of treatment that was meted out to these 5 students.
Okay, stay with us, Sudhir. The visuals that we're showing our viewers is of Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi, who arrived a short while back in Hyderabad, and he will be taking this opportunity. He's going to be taking this time to, speak to the family members, express his condolences over the very tragic death of Rohit Vimila, a second-year PhD student whose death has triggered a political storm in the city. We are seeing protests, not only from Hyderabad, but protests that have been staged from students in Mumbai. FTII students have also gone on a one-day hunger strike. It's a symbolic hunger strike to express their solidarity with the protesting students in Hyderabad. And Rahul Gandhi is also expected to speak to these students who have gathered to hear the Congress Vice President in just a short bit. We'll leave you with these visuals. We will take a short break on these visuals, but we will come back. We will speak to Sudhir in detail, and probably we will also get to hear the Congress Vice President very soon. Stay tuned.
Colleague Vishwas Kumar has been able to scoop this dossier, which gives details about what the Indian NSA intends to tell his Pakistani counterpart, Gaurav.